At times, you might be doing all the necessities from washing your hair with a sulfate-free shampoo, putting your hair in protective style, deep conditioning, moisturizing, and so on and so forth. And your hair might still decide just not to grow. Imagine, despite being careful. One may want to ask why, because it can be really frustrating. You might be following the 10 commandments of natural hair to the brim, and your hair might still be shedding excessively, or you might notice that your hair is in a particular length since forever. So let us discuss some of the factors that might be responsible for these problems and profound solutions immediately. Hello guys, you're welcome back to the Hair Solution channel. In this channel, we discuss the tips or tricks to having a head full of healthy hair. We don't leave anything uncovered, we will be spilling them all. We also debunk the myths or misconceptions that have long been associated with hair care. So if you are just coming across my channel for the first time and your aim is to have a long, beautiful, healthy hair, then you need to subscribe like ASAP. So let's get right into the video. Usually, a lot of people will experience the growth phase, the rest phase, and the shedding phase. In the growth phase, the rate in which your hair will grow will skyrocket. You are going to notice a dramatic increase in the length of your hair, usually beyond the half an inch or 1 inch standard monthly that we are used to, right? Then there could be a time in your hair journey where the growth rate will start to reduce. Growth in this phase might not be noticeable, so this is the resting phase. And there could also be a time in this journey that you are going to notice an excessive shedding. Now, usually after the shedding phase, growth phase is likely to come back again. Although the hair has been programmed by the creator to grow and keep growing, but you know, at times life happens. There could be some internal conditions that might hinder a person's hair from growing. Now, this is the problem with some people, while for a good number of people, it is usually a problem with length retention. Length retention actually refers to the amount of hair you are able to retain on your head after the hair grows out of your scalp. I hope that makes sense. Imagine growing new hair from your scalp and your hair keeps breaking significantly in the ends. There is no way you are going to notice any form of length increment. So if your hair keeps breaking after following the 10 commandments of natural hair, which I made a video about in one of my past videos, you can scroll through my past videos to watch this detailed practical or detailed 10 steps that you have to follow to retain length, starting from moisturizing, deep conditioning, and etc. So if you are following all of these commandments and your hair is still breaking, then this video is for you. So I'll be discussing some of the factors that might be responsible for these problems, and I'll be providing solution, but we'll be listing them in no particular order. So number one will be hormones. Yes, because hormones play quite a crucial role in our everyday lives because they are regulatory substances produced in our bodies that stimulate specific cells or tissues into action. Most women experience a lot of growth during pregnancy because of the hormone. For example, when a woman is pregnant, her hormone levels are very high to accommodate her and her baby. This allows her hair to grow at a maximum rate without shedding, and with little to no effort, she is able to retain all the length or all her length. Now, on the flip side, for a lot of women, for example, when you give birth, it is always like as if all the hair on your head came together, had meeting, and planned to leave your head after delivery. Most women usually experience this hair loss in their edges or in their crown area. So this problem is actually as a result of the hormones trying to return back to its pre-pregnancy phase. So there is usually an hormonal irregularities kind of thing. So for number two, I would say diet, because nutrition plays a very important role in the health of our hair and in our overall health. They help your hormones stay balanced, they help your body function very well. So you want to make sure that you increase your vitamin intake, you are hydrated at all times, and just make sure that you take foods that will be beneficial for your overall health, so that those foods will also help to improve the quality of your hair. So for number three, I would say stress. Stress can actually put the hair into something called telogen effluvium, which is a temporary state of hair loss in which your hair follicles will stop producing new strands. This can occur after a significant stressful event such as surgery, childbirth, the loss of a loved one, or an extremely stressful day-to-day activities. So you may notice that your hair starts shedding after a single traumatic event or after a period of stress. So whatever might be stressing you up, just take it easy. Be patient. You don't need to overwork yourself. Time will solve everything. For our number 4, I would say aging. Unfortunately, this has no cure. Although not everyone experiences hair loss with age, aging affects your hair in many ways. For instance, it slows down the growth rate. It may turn them white or grey, obviously, and could result into thinning. So as we grow older, hair tends to get weaker because of the years of wear and tear. Manipulation. Number 5, oral contraceptives. It has been said that any hormonal form of birth control, including oral pills, skin patches, hormonal injections, and implants, can potentially cause hair loss. The ingredients in these products that may cause hair loss is progestin. Progestin is a hormone that has androgenic activities, which means that it acts similarly to male hormones. Number 6, iron deficiency. Now, according to a study published in the Journal of Korean Medical Sciences, the study claimed that iron deficiency in the body would not only cause hair loss but can also cause hair to fall significantly in a fashion similar to that of genetic male and female pattern baldness. So if you are noticing too much of shedded hair and in more advanced cases baldness, please increase your iron and vitamin intake or take blood tonic. So number 7 would be thyroid disorder. Now we know that it has been scientifically proven that we can lose up to 50 to 100 strands of hair daily. The good thing is that the hair are replaced with new ones over time. For those with thyroid disorders, excessive hair loss can occur and regrowth can take much longer than for those with normal thyroid. The rapid hair loss is caused by hormone levels being out of balance. The thyroid hormones play a very important part in the development and preservation of hair follicles. When the body has too much or too little thyroid hormones, it can disrupt your system and cause the hair follicles to enter the resting stage of the hair cycle too early, resulting into hair loss, or lash loss and even brow loss. Okay, so since we have discussed all the problems or some of the problems that might actually hinder your hair from growing, we are now going to discuss the solutions to the problems or how to maximize growth. The first on my list would definitely be to figure out what the problem is. You have to trace the culprit of this problem to be able to tackle it. So you cannot be looking for a solution when you don't actually know what the problem is itself. So you want to check, is it a problem with length retention? Is it a problem with thyroid disorders? Is it the low iron that I have in my body, and the list keep going. So once you are able to figure out which problem you are actually encountering, then you can start to propound a solution. And for number 2, I would say listen to your hair. It is your hair and you know your hair better. So you have to listen to your hair, because at every stage, your hair will always tell you what it needs. Your hair will continue to speak to you. So I always say it, if your hair is dry, or once you touch your hair and it is feeling dry, then you know that your hair needs some hydration. So immediately you would moisturize it, right? So if you feel that your hair is brittle and it is shedding excessively, or your hair can no longer hold a style, it is no longer shrinking, having the normal elasticity it should have, then you should know that it is time for protein, or it is time to give your hair a protein treatment. So you need to always pay attention to what your hair is telling you. Then you should fix up the problem immediately. So my number 3 will actually be onion therapy. Now, one of the ingredients that we have in our kitchen that actually help to combat hair loss is onions, because onions are rich in sulfur. And when I say onions, I mean the red onions. Yes, this can actually change the narrative. This is because onion is rich in sulfur. When added to the hair and the scalp, onion juice can provide extra sulfur to support a stronger and thicker hair, thus preventing hair loss and promoting growth. The sulfur from onions may also promote collagen production. Collagen in turn helps with the production of healthy skin cells and hair growth. So for number 4, I would say try tea rinses. And for your tea rinse, you can use the green tea or the black coffee. Or if you are in Nigeria and you can lay your hands on the popular Lipton or Top Tea, then you can go ahead and use it. So how do you use them? You actually just boil some water and just dip your green tea or your black tea into the hot water, making the tea to infuse, or making sure that the tea infuse. After then, you can leave the water to cool down, and you can transfer it into your spray bottle and apply it directly on your scalp. You want to make sure you focus on your scalp, because that is how you can be able to block DHT, responsible for baldness and alopecia. So for number 5, I would say take supplements. Like you can take supplements like biotin, MSM, or you can ask your healthcare provider if supplements are actually meant for you and what supplements would be best for your situation. So you can just try to explore and take supplements that would actually be beneficial for your hair directly. So, and you should also try to increase your water intake. Try to eat well, take vegetables, take fruits, and stay hydrated. I will emphasize on water. So you want to make sure you are hydrated, and that you also understand, eat anything that is healthy. And as for stress, you want to make sure that you manage stress as much as you can. Stress and depression are actually not good for our overall health and our hair. So you want to make sure that you take your time, heal. And you know what, time will heal everything actually. So also make sure that you try a solution at a time, so that you can figure out which one will actually work for your situation, or which one is working for your situation, and then you can stick to it. So I want to round this video up now because I am totally hot. You can tell I am sweating. So in a nutshell, you can also make use of Ayurvedic herbs by infusing them into a carrier oil, or you can make them as hair masks, and you can, use them on your hair and wash them out after later on. So if you are incorporating this into your regimen, then your hair should start changing for the better. So I would also want to emphasize that you should focus more on length retention. There is nothing that you can achieve actually without retaining length. I mean, it's going to be counterproductive if you are growing your hair and they keep breaking in the same rates. So you're not going to notice any form of growth. Obviously, we have said this over and over again. So you want to make sure that you are retaining length by following the 10 commandments of natural hair that I am emphasizing on. The 10 commandments of natural hair actually has to do with all you will be doing in order to keep the hair on your head. So even if you buy all the onions in Aboki's shop, or all the lip tint or black tea in Mama Shadi's store, and you did not focus on length retention, my dear, may we not pour water into the basket. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment, share, and please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever I post new videos. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.